Hey, future Jamar here. Just let you know that this is a editing of the previous video on the 338 ARC Mixtape that I custom built. The last 2.5 minutes of that video, there's no sound because my microphone went dead. So basically, the last 2.5 minutes of the video is going to be cut and kind of replaced with this part of it. Really, all I was explaining in that last part of the video was that, um, again, we're on the road to 100 subscribers. Last time I checked, I'm at 84. And if we do get to 100 by the end of the year, which is December 31st, before or by 11:59:59, then I'll do some type of 100 subscriber thing, Q&A, a video showcasing all the guns that I have, something or whatever you decide. Um, so yeah, that was basically what the last 2.5 minutes of that video was. Um, Again, called out PSA, did their weapon somewhat better. I think it's a little bit better. It is very accurate. I can tell you that much. So yeah, but if you enjoyed that first PSA video, I think you enjoyed this PSA video. And again, like and subscribe to the channel. And to kind of make up for it as well, there's a funny little blooper towards the end of the video. So uh, this has been the Burke Armory saying peace. Well, well, well. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Burke Armory channel. Now, if you must wonder why I'm sitting in this particular position here, it means I'm about to get on my bull. All right. Shout out to K-Tech. It's a company out of Pickens, South Carolina. They hosted a car show about 2-3 weeks ago. It's a benefit for help raising money to feed hungry kids. So K-Tech's the name of the company, and then Snap-on was the name of the parts company that also provided for the charity event. So shout out to those two companies there. Had to get that out of the way. So if you've seen my first Palmetto State Army video that I did on the Saber 15, many of you probably got to the point where you were a little bit confused on where I was going for that first half of the video. And then, of course, I explained just how much I love my Saber 15, which if you haven't seen that video, I can drop an in link. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I have a little bit of a cold, too. I can drop that link in the description so you guys can check out my personal review of the Saber 15. Sorry. Again, I'm trying to battle this cold right now. All right. But does everybody remember what what Palmetto State Armory said they were coming out with in February of 2025, this past February at SHOT Show 2025? You didn't know? Okay, well, it was this thing. Yes, the PSA mixtape. Okay, but if you heard very distinctively on several people's YouTube channels, okay, you would know that PSA brought up that they were obviously bringing the mixtape in 300 Blackout, which a lot of people are like, all right, cool, another 300 Blackout on the market, whatever. Using their new mixtape Saber proprietary upper receiver, lower receiver, whatever. People were like, all right, cool. But there was also another round that they mentioned. And if you've seen the first video again that I talked about PSA, you've seen me or heard me talk about hounding Cameron, who is the social media manager, coordinator, whatever you want to call him, over Palmetto State Armory. And then I also know the Reddit user, one of the social media managers for the Reddit page. I hounded him for months about getting the PSA mixtape in 338 ARC. You see where I'm about to be on my BS right now? Yeah. So hounded him. He said, yeah, mixtape's supposed to come out probably September. Hounded Cameron again in September. Didn't come out. Asked him where's the 338 ARC one at. He said, we're still working on it. So you mean to tell me that from the time of February until October 31st, which is when the PSA mixtape came out. Now, mind you, I'm going to hold it up with my right hand this time. Look how it says it is out of stock as of today, November 19th, 2025. Still out of stock in 300 blackout. You know what's nowhere to be seen? The 338 ARC one. So you know what? I said, forget it, PSA. I'll take it into my own hands, okay? I'll make my own 338 ARC mixtape. So what I have here is, in fact, not the PSA 338 ARC mixtape, but this is the Burke Armory, the BA 338 mixtape. PSA, please don't come after me to sue me for the use of the word mixtape. But this is, in fact, my custom built 338 ARC pistol. Later on, I may think about SBRing it, but as you can see, I have it in a pistol format, just like the Saber mixtape is in a pistol format. Can be converted to SBR. Now, you're probably wondering, what in the world are you talking about, Jamar? How is this anything like the mixtape that PSA currently has? Well, I'll tell you what, okay? If you want a description of all the parts that I use for this build, they'll be in the link or be in the description down below this video, all right? So this is, in fact, the Burke Armory 338 ARC mixtape. How is it like a mixtape, you ask? Well, for starters, most of this has been just random parts thrown together. Okay, but a lot of it is stuff that's been paired together. Okay, so for instance, let's take these upper receivers. So this receiver set is from New Frontier Armory out in South Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, wherever. It's out in Vegas. Okay, this is both an upper and a lower matching. Okay, 6.8. All right, because if you remember, Magpul, in conjunction with Surefire, for whenever their iCar carbine comes out, has produced 6x38 millimeter mags. Okay, for the Surefire 6 ARC. All right, so they produce PMags. They have 25 round PMags. They can also be paired with the 338 ARC. So, of course, I built an upper and receiver that can fit those Magpul 6x38 iCar Surefire iCar PMags. 25 round, and it fits like a glove. You know who hasn't done that? PSA, because they got the regular old boring 300 blackout PMags, okay? All right, so New Frontier upper and lower matching receiver, okay? Next, the rail. All right, if you can't tell, that is a Yankee Hill Machine Company 8-inch quad rail, okay, with a Magpul AFG foregrip. All right, little angled grip there for good stability for when, you know, I feel like just running and gunning. All right, so that's on there, followed by a Yankee Hill Machine muzzle brake, a 5/8 by 24 that can fit, you guessed it, one of their suppressors, which this is an RK. This is the compact 30 cal can. Now look at that. Now it can function as suppressed. That's crazy. Something again. Oh, PSA. The mixtape has their own proprietary mag or suppressor. Ooh, guess what? I can still use my Yankee Hill RK Resonator K. This is a 30 cal can that can still shoot a round that can go through a 9mm can. If I wanted to use my R9 on it, I could, but I won't. All right. So we got 3 Yankee Hill things right here. And then last but not least, you want to know the lowers? It's all Magpul. All Magpul lower parts kit. Okay? Actually, I think it's Aero. It's an Aero lower parts kit. I think it's an Aero lower part kit. But it's an Aero precision lower parts kit. All right? And then a real thing you want to know about. Jamar, what's the barrel profile? What's the barrel? What is that? What is that? The barrel is an 8.5. no, I'm sorry, 10 and a half. 10 and a half inch stainless steel Odin Works 338 ARC barrel. I ordered this as a pre-order and then it immediately shipped because Odin Works was one of the first ones to put out 338 ARC barrels besides Faxon, who's working in conjunction with Hornady. Okay. I also have an adjustable gas block. So if I need to change the gassing, all right, I can change the gassing on my gas block there. All right. Excuse me. Gat pistol 2, it's in there. And then finally, you see that? That's an Odin Works 6.5 Grendel, 6 ARC, 338 ARC BCG, all matching. Don't worry, having to worry about hiccups or anything. This is the mixtape that should have been out with the 300 blackout, but because PSA for some reason didn't want to. All right, I have a fire-filled 1x8 or 1/828, just a compact red dot on there. All right. Again, this is the mixtape that I've been wanting, but I couldn't wait on PSA to do it because nobody knew when they were going to do it. Again, they were releasing all the other products. They released the mixtape on October 31st on Halloween. They made it real spooky. All right. Not to mention, I had the Magpul BTR pistol brace that I can adjust any way I want to. Look at that. Then look at there. Still a pistol. So, this is the mixtape that everybody's been wanting. Now, here's the thing. The only hiccup that I've had with this pistol so far. All right. Shout out to Robbie Wheaton at Wheaton Arms, located in the upstate of South Carolina. He polished the feed ramps. I don't know, you can be able to tell in there, but he polished the feed ramps on the 338 ARC, so that way, when I do put the PMags in there, they'll feed reliably. And the hiccup that I was having with this, now this is a prototype, okay? It's a working prototype. It's a very nice, beautiful prototype in my opinion. But the hiccup was that for some reason, Magpul did not get with Hornady. All right, and this is where I'm getting on my Hornady box here. All right, Hornady, you're about to get some of this smoke too. Your Sub X rounds, specifically for the 338 ARC and the P mags that are supposed to be for the ICAR mags, suck. They suck. Now, mind you, okay, here again in my right hand, all right, this is Hornady now offering a 285 grain subsonic FMJ, whereas they have a 307 grain Sub X subsonic rounds that are $20 more expensive than the other one, than the ones that are supposed to be coming out next year. The Sub X rounds do not properly sit in the 338 ARC. All right, this is only with the PMag magazines. Okay, with the ICAR PMags. Now, if this was a standard, Duramag or something like that, maybe. But even then, before I got this converted to the New Frontier Armory receiver set, still wasn't feeding in the Duramags, the 410 something magazines, wasn't feeding reliably in those. All right, so I, again, took this out to Wheaton Arms. He polished it, even extended the polymer on the ICAR magazine just a little bit to help feed those. Still having that problem where that polymer tip of that bullet, that 307 grain sub X, all right, did not feed into the rifle and essentially didn't make it a bolt action, but didn't properly chamber the next round. All right, so that's why, again, Hornady, now you decided to come out with an FMJ bullet for the 338 ARC. That should have been the first thing you did. All right, if anything, should have been like AAC, which I hope to be a sponsor of this channel sometime next year. All right, they came out with a 300 grain hollow point boat tail bullet, and guess what? That thing fed reliably through my PMag, and it was a little bit more accurate. Not gonna lie. So there's my soapbox towards Hornady. Hopefully they'll reach out to me for more of an explanation. If not, hey, it's not gonna hurt my feelings, because guess what?
I beat PSA. I beat PSA. I beat them to the punch. Okay. I created the Burke Armory, the BA 338 ARC Mixtape.
Back. Finally have my 338 ARC back. Mainly trying to see if these the Sub X 307 would load properly into this, which it does. Barely got it in the chamber there. So, let's see how it goes. All right. So, can confirm Hardy Sub X rounds suck. So, just gonna shoot one round, suppress, just so I can. Wow, wow, wow. Hornady, you suck.